Have you started saving for your retirement yet? Did you know that you could start saving as young as having your first job? As long as you have earned income, you can put money into an IRA. Now, between the IRA options, you have a traditional IRA or a Roth IRA. This is to supplement anything that you would get from your employer benefits and Social Security that you would get upon retirement age. Those two different options are traditional IRAs or Roth IRAs. Did you know that that this is the 50th anniversary of the IRAs being allowed? These were created with the ERISA Act of 1974. January 1st, 1975 was the very first day that you could put money in on your own to save for your own retirement. According to Jody Norquist at a census, now there are a total of 56 million U.S. Citizens that have created $13.6 trillion in the market of traditional or Roth IRAs. This is 35% of the U.S. stock market that has been invested into creating retirement funds for our fellow Americans. Between the two, you have a traditional IRA, which this one is what most people think of when they think of an IRA. This was the very first IRA that was allowed in 1975. With a traditional IRA, there was some certain age limitations to where you couldn't put money in after you hit a certain age. And once you hit a certain age, the IRS also made you take money out. Why would you be required to take money out? Well, this is because a traditional IRA, you're putting in a max amount, and then you're turning around and you're putting this on your taxes, and they wipe the taxes owed on the funds that you put into your traditional IRA. It's called a tax credit. This means that this money is tax-free for you. Meaning when it's in this investment growth, whether you do a certificate in the market or putting it into like an IRA savings account, all this money will grow at a tax-free rate until you go to pull it out. So the IRS, they see that these people could just leave it in there and never do anything, and then the IRS never gets their portion. So they put a cap that it used to be 70 and a half that you had to take money out of your IRA. It's not a large portion, but it is a portion that the IRS has created off of what's called a life expectancy table. Yes, the IRS has determined that we have a life expectancy table, and they have determined that it's a never-ending table. You can be like 112 and still have 2 years left to live. With this IRS table and the required minimum distribution, the traditional IRA is a popular option for you if you are a high earner or if you need that tax break. In the 70s, the IRS decided to come out with another option. This is called a Roth IRA. A Roth IRA is a little bit different because you are not getting any tax benefits right now. Well, what's the point of doing that? So the traditional IRA, you're required to take money out at a certain point. With the Roth IRA, you do not have that requirement. However, when you put the money in, you didn't get any tax benefits. It was just your money being put into the Roth IRA. For the Roth IRA, the money that went into there, it is now earning tax-free benefits. So if you decided that at 80, I'm going to pull this money out, you could pull it out and not have to pay a dime. As long as you hit the two required satisfying requirements, basically. The first one is you have to be 59 and a half. This is a magical age for the IRS that is considered normal distribution times. And you have to have at least had a Roth IRA established for 5 years in your lifetime. This is my personal favorite tax vehicle to put my IRA funds in, but I do have a little bit of both. According to the IRS tax website, you can put in up to $7,000 a year or 100% of your earned income. So whatever is the max. If you made $6,000 this year, that's the most you can put in. But if you made $14,000, you can only put in 7. Once you hit a certain age, usually the age you were turning 50, you can put in an additional 1,000. With that being said, if you were to never create an IRA, according to Elena Samuels at The Atlantic, you are most likely never going to get to fully experience retirement. There have been a large amount of working Americans. She has estimated up to 30% of working Americans that have never created an IRA to supplement their Social Security and did not have employment benefits are more likely to work past Social Security age than those that did. And that being said, start a retirement fund.